This is a show for the show called the pre-show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the pre-show here for May 26th, 2020. Gary, I'm glad you could get everything working at the last minute.
Yeah, well, it's always a struggle with me. Nothing ever wants to work, and it doesn't help that I'm also clueless. You put the two things together, and it's a recipe for fun and games.
We'll talk.
But we got it working.
Yeah, we're here. That's what matters. We'll talk about your adventures into the Twitch world in the recent months in just a second. We're also joined by Jesse Cox and Strippin. Welcome back. You guys were here on the channel yesterday. Strippin, should we discuss your outfit? Why are you? Is not how you normally.
About to ask. I have questions.
You're also muted. You and Gary have the mute plague.
I'm not muted.
No, Gary's working great.
I was.
Sam's
not
muted
anymore.
though. Sam, what?
No. How did we end up here?
Is it English people in technology? Is that the issue?
I mean, it might be. I mean, we invented the internet. It doesn't even know how to use it.
Nothing, Sam. Sam, you're all sorts of.
Does he want to check the physical button on his mic?
Like you could check the physical button.
That ended up being it.
I think he has a SM7B, so there's no physical button on it.
Not 2 seconds ago, he was just talking.
Yeah, I don't understand. Sam, so here's the issue with Sam. Is for some reason his house, and maybe this is the thing in England, maybe you can comment on this, Gary. His house is just charged with the most static electricity I have ever seen in any house. There are clips of Sam where he will take off his headset slowly, and you can hear the electrical buzz as he is shocking the shit out of his ears in real time. So I don't know if that's just the humidity and the weather of London contributing to the issues, or what. It's still not working.
I haven't
lived in England for about 25 years, so I can't comment on like recent developments in static electricity over there. Is it something to do? Like, I notice as I look at there's the 4 quadrants here, I'm the only one here without a really hairy face. Is it a hairy face issue?
Ooh, maybe it might be. Maybe Sam needs to cut his goddamn hair and get out of this quarantine situation.
If you rub a balloon on your face, will it stick?
I don't, probably.
Like, can you make the hairs on your beard stand up if you rub a balloon on it? That's the old trick, right?
I've never tried that before. I'm afraid to try that.
You definitely can. You should, and it will.
It seems like that would be good content.
Yeah. Is that good is that the new
That's how
wave
you're getting back on YouTube, dude. That's it.
I mean, I would like to see it.
Okay.
I would want to see that.
Is this your thing, Gary? You just goad people into doing things?
Yeah, into doing stupid stuff. Yeah, of course.
I'm
an instigator.
I see.
I'm an instigator.
I see. Sam, try just F5ing or something and see if it refreshes. It'll capture your last frame, so you don't need to worry about disconnecting. But we'll work on the tech problems here.
He plays Witcher 3 once, and he is literally Geralt now.
That's what's happening. Yeah.
The man.
I'm just relieved when I'm not the one causing the technical problems. It's usually me. So when it's someone else, I feel bad for them, but I also feel really good that it's not my fault.
This is kind of part of Sam's thing, though. If I really had to hone down and synthesize down what Sam Strippin is all about, it's tech issues.
Part of the charm. Yeah.
But still looking good while doing it somehow. And that's probably like his greatest flaw / perk about being Sam Strippin.
Perk.
Nothing Strippin. I don't know what you did.
Aren't you guys supposed to be pros?
You would think. I mean, maybe. But possibly.
Not my problem.
This is what you do for. I mean, this is just a hobby for me, isn't this? What you do for a living?
It is. It is indeed.
Inexcusable.
Some of us do it for a living. Strippin just coast by, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
That's the least accurate statement ever said ever.
What is?
There's ever a man who's on the internet too much.
It's Strippin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe so. Oh, we're trying a new XLR cable.
Trying everything.
I don't think it worked if you just tried to talk. Nothing. Wow. Jesse, apparently you were muted on stream for 30 minutes the other night.
Yeah.
Someone in chat just ousted you. That's, by the way,
I deserve it.
Yeah. If you've never watched the pre-show, it's literally just 2 hours of stream of consciousness. There are no rules. There are no
Aren't there
anything.
rules? I thought we set up rules. Last time I was on this show, you made me create a rule.
Yeah, and now the rules don't exist anymore. Oh, Sam.
Am I live?
Oh my God, you're here. Hey,
There he goes. What did you do? How
what's
did you
the
fix
fix?
it?
This is the beauty about tech issues is I don't know how I fixed it. I just kept pulling out wires and putting them back in again.
You know what?
And then it
Don't
worked.
question it. Just
Yeah.
step away and don't touch anything. Now you got it working.
just don't fix it. Just don't touch it.
Yeah, don't ask too many questions.
Yeah, yeah. Welcome to the show, officially, Strippin.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, would you like to inform the class on why you're dressed as you are? The original question.
Yeah, so I've started a playthrough of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I've never played before. I started off in full cosplay and I chalked my hair white, and after about 5 days I couldn't do it anymore. There was chalk everywhere. I was leather stuck to my body. And so I was like toning down the cosplay, and now I've reached a level of just tunic, necklace, and the crowd is still satisfied. So
This
that's
would have been
fine.
fine to start. You didn't
I
have
know.
to do. You didn't have to stick to leather or whatever the hell is going on.
I
This
did
would have been fine.
I did. It was like a community sub goal thing.
Now, when what is chalking hair? Is that an actual thing? As someone who's never put chalk in their hair, is this a actual
So
fashion
it's
thing?
apparently it is a fashion thing, but apparently it started with clowns. They would get colored chalk and they would rub it in their hair, and then they developed actual hair chalk that was tailored to hair. And so I got myself some white hair chalk, and it was just an hour of me like rubbing a bar of chalk on my head and my wife.
Speaking of premium content,
You didn't stream that though. Did you stream that part?
No, I
No.
didn't. And
Oh
now
my
that you're
God.
mentioning it,
that's
Gary, I
a
realized
missed,
what a
missed
mistake.
opportunity.
Yeah. What a mistake I've made.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
That's true. That's true.
My wife's playing through The Witcher 3 right now, or she has been. She's like deep into the DLC right now. She loves it.
Yeah. Have you played through it before, Gary?
No, I was content to watch her play it. I kind of played it vicariously through her. It's great, really good.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. 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 The DLCs are. I have only played one of the DLCs. The Netflix show is what got me on the Witcher hype. Before I thought it was overhyped mess, but now because the Witcher show came out on Netflix, I was into it. So
Yeah, it's got me excited about Cyberpunk, because it's the same guys.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. Hopefully that's good. Well, I hope so. We'll see. It should. It
Well,
has to
if
be
you-
good, right? Like it. There's no way that could be bad. I don't know.
I mean,
if you
it's gonna the internet is gonna collapse if it's. I mean, the expectation is so high. Like that game needs to deliver.
Right. It really does. It really does. We'll see.
it will.
We'll see.
I believe.
Go ahead, Sam.
I'm currently working. I'm heading to the next zone, and I've been told that both Jesse and my wife have voice characters in the next area. So I
It's
have
true.
to find
Yeah.
them.
That's very
We
true.
are characters together in the same cave. Yeah. So if you want to
Cool.
find and murder me and your wife, we're
Oh.
in there.
Now I know to look for a cave. So
Yeah. And Angry
Yeah.
Joe. Angry Joe as well. Is
Angry
the-
Joe's. If you
I
hear
love
a
Angry
bunch of people,
Joe.
Yeah.
yeah. If you hear a bunch of people talking about farts, that's us.
The
Well, I
three
like
idiots.
Angry Joe. I like it. I like a good angry rant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like his rants.
How does I mean you're in the is it safe to say you're in the Hollywood circles, the social circles of Hollywood?
I mean, I don't know about the social circles of anything because I pretty much don't leave the house. I mean, not just now, but
True.
ever. When the pandemic first started and everyone was saying, "Oh, we've got to stay at home all day. We can't go out." I think me and a lot of other socially maladjusted people like me were like, "Yeah, well, welcome to my life." You merely embrace the darkness. I was born into it.
That's true.
that's us.
Yeah, that's us.
My general life has not changed that much. But I mean, even I don't even live in LA. But even if I did, screenwriters aren't really social animals. There's a reason why we became writers. We're more comfortable expressing ourselves at a remove than in actual kind of social situations. So I mean, I am in Hollywood. I've worked in Hollywood for 20 years, but social, no.
Okay. All right. I was going to ask how the Angry Joes of the world are perceived by the Hollywood brethren folk.
It's never come up. I've never had a conversation about Angry Joe in a Hollywood.
Yeah, you didn't
movie.
ask Will Smith
Although,
how Angry Joe is.
He's got a big following. He's got a lot of fans. I particularly enjoy that entire subcategory. It's a burgeoning subcategory on YouTube and on Twitch. Men with beards expressing dissatisfaction about video games. I can't get enough of it.
It's true.
I think it's going to take off.
Yeah.
I think it's going to get real big.
Yeah. I think
you're in essence the Blade of our Twitch community. You're a day
How is that? All of the strengths, none of the weaknesses?
Yeah, you because you can go to that Hollywood world and then retreat to this gaming world with us. So
The beard walker.
yeah.
I straddle both worlds. I walk
Yeah.
with 1 foot in the video game world and 1 foot in the Hollywood bullshit world.
Now, is it the? I wonder if you have the same. I don't know if it's the thoughts, feeling about Hollywood that we do about like the gaming world, because you just referred to it as the bullshit world. I think the three of us would say the gaming world could be bullshit sometimes. Is it just one of those things where you hate what you've worked in for so long?
No,
Not hate.
I
Hate's a strong word.
every world has its bullshit. The game
Sure.
industry has bullshit. Hollywood has bullshit. I'm sure, if you work at FedEx or Amazon or, DHL or the DMV, there's bullshit.
True.
Bullshit is a universal concept that transcends career paths. Is there more bullshit in Hollywood than the average job? Maybe. It's just I don't know if it's more of a qualitative rather than a quantitative thing. I think there's just as much bullshit in any career path. It's just like, what is the nature of the bullshit?
That's a good point. In a totally different direction, I want to thank you, Gary, for getting me on a certain tasty, salty treat recently that I've never
Are
tried.
you a chicken and a biscuit fan?
I let's just say that box lasted under 24 hours in this house.
Oh,
and
I thought you were going to say 24 minutes, and I would have believed that as well. Jeez.
Chicken and a biscuit is a hell of a treat that I've never heard of before.
It's amazing to me that so many people either haven't tried it or aren't aware of it or don't know what it is. We had T-Pain on the talk show, and there was a whole hilarious 5 minutes where I was desperately trying to explain to him what chicken and a biscuit was.
Yeah.
And he was really confused because I'm English. He was like, no, but where you're from, England, is like a biscuit is something else. I'm like, yeah, that may be true, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. Like chicken and a biscuit is an American thing. And it is confusing because it isn't a biscuit. I was trying to explain to him, imagine like a Ritz cracker or like a Toll House cracker, a savory snack cracker, but it's kind of like dusted with chicken flavored dust, and it tastes vaguely like chicken.
Is it like dried chicken stock? Is that what that is?
I don't know if there's even any like real chicken particles involved. I don't know if there's any real chicken, or it's probably all
flavoring.
Look, all I know is it's tasty. And I remember, this is all coming back to me now, JP. You said to me on Twitter, because I was going on about chicken and a biscuit, as I often do, and you were like, you know what, Gary, I'm going to call you on this. I'm going to go get a box. And you went and got the box.
Well, hold on.
I was completely confident. I was like,
I Amazoned a box. JP. Okay, I didn't go outside the house.
You acquired a box.
I acquired a box, as you do.
I'm Googling this.
I said, JP, you're going to thank me later. And you know what? You did, because I was right, wasn't I? They're delicious.
It's very good. They're addicting.
It's a cracker. Is what if you're wondering what it's a cracker.
Don't belittle the chicken and the biscuit.
They look like they're like
a cracker my grandmother would buy years ago.
They look like they're chicken flavored Ritz crackers.
Yes, that's really what it is.
Yeah,
it's a chicken flavored Ritz cracker.
Yes.
And I'm literally like I can feel my taste buds. I'm salivating now, even just talking about it. Two of my two good friends of mine who work on the show on the Animal Talking show with me, Adam and Kate.
Yeah.
They're both up in Canada where it's not a thing, and so we literally Amazoned a bunch of boxes of them this week, and we're going to ship up a care package to them so we can get them on the chicken and a biscuit train. I'm sending an egg sitter to Kate as well because she doesn't know what that's a whole other thing.
A what?
Did we? Oh my God! I got to go get it. I'm gonna be right back.
Okay. All right. He's mobile. Gary's mobile. I think I have those same exact flannel pants as well.
Said he was sending some to Kate in Exeter, which is a place in England.
Oh. No, Kate's in Canada. Kate's been. I know who Kate is. We've had her on roleplay before. So
literally, it's just
an egg sitter.
No, not
said.
Exeter.
Yeah.
Egg sitter. Here is the egg sitter.
Oh my God!
I've seen this thing.
What is this?
Here is the. Okay, so am I backwards? Did you?
I did reverse you. So this is a thing that I do. Here, let me reverse you again so people can read.
Flip it.
Well, no. I think this is good because it makes the object look more
There
cursed.
you go. Now you're normal, Gary.
Okay, yeah. So now it looks like I'm facing the wrong way. But okay, so this is the egg sitter.
Okay.
So one of the things I like to do before I discovered like an actual identity for my Twitch channel, which is a lot of Animal Crossing related stuff, I was trying to figure out what to do with my Twitch channel, and I just ended up kind of doing what I do anyway, which is sit around watching bad random YouTube videos. And there are certain YouTube channels that I love, and one is this guy called the Crazy Russian Hacker, and he's this Russian guy who basically reviews as seen on TV products. And he discovered this, and I've watched him review hundreds of these things. This is the first and only one that I ever saw him review that after he reviewed it, I'm like, I got to get one. I immediately went to eggsitter.com and ordered it. So it's basically kind of like a gel. I can't believe I'm doing a free infomercial for you on this. You're going to sell a bunch of them.
You know,
Was that eggsitter.com?
Okay, so here's the thing. Eggsitter.com. That's where you're going to go.
Eggsitter.com.
Wait, hang on. Can we do a role play where we're the dragons?
It's like a honeycomb gel cushion that you put on your chair, and it comes in this very nice little slip case, the slip cover, right?
Okay.
See it there on the back.
Sure.
And it's called the egg sitter because this gel is so squishy that you can literally put an egg there and sit on it, and it won't break because it will just get compressed down into the gel. And I did this live on Twitch to everyone's amazement. It totally works. And it's super comfortable. And upstairs in my kitchen, I find myself at breakfast and lunch and dinner. I sit at this table that we have, and it's a hard wooden bench. It doesn't have a cushion.
Sure. And
it's very hard on my butt cheeks. So I ordered this thing, and I sit on this now, and it's like completely changed my life so far as my posterior is concerned. And we did a whole thing on Kate's stream where I sat on it, and she couldn't believe that the egg remained intact, which it totally did. And this is actually Kate's. I got an extra one. I'm going to send it up to Kate in Canada. So she's going to have an egg sitter as well. It's a miraculous product. I highly recommend it to anyone.
What if you took this technology and just made a pair of pants out of it?
Ooh. So you're just constantly, it would be a little bit sweaty and hot,
You'd be
I would think.
sticking to those damn pants.
Why would
That'd be the worst.
It wouldn't be though, because the holes would vent. They would give you
how's the ventilation, Gary? You sit around a lot. What are we talking here?
Well, what you see, so again, it's like this is the actual gel cushion, but you put this machine washable slip cover on it.
Okay.
See this right here. It just looks like a regular cushion, but it's super duper squishy. And I guess that the gimmick of being able to sit on an egg is so compelling. They decided, they're marketing people, that they named they named their entire product after it. But if you go to that website, you'll watch like "Has this ever happened to you?" kind of like stuff.
You ever sat on an egg, you idiot?
You'll watch a number of people sit on an egg and to their amazement not break it. And I did it, and it works. It's amazing.
The craziest thing about the video is that it's at a mall, and they're asking people at the mall to sit on an egg. And I just have so many questions about these random people who are like, I have nothing else to do today. Sure, I potentially could ruin it.
People love being on TV. If you point a TV camera, they're going to do it.
That's true. Well, I mean, maybe they probably said they were filming for TV. They probably had to sign waivers and stuff like that, legalese. Anyways,
I'm just saying, you're sitting on an egg. That's a day ruiner. You're going home after that.
If it goes bad,
the egg is not required. It's not like the package says eggs not included or something. You don't need to sit on an egg. It's just to demonstrate how squishy the point? Surface
Why
is.
even bother?
You could. There's nothing to stop you. You can sit on an egg all day. You can even put two, one under each cheek.
Oh.
You could do it that way as well.
So it does. Okay. What was that?
I'm worried that the egg survives because it goes between the cheeks. So
that's what I was about to say. Yeah.
No.
I was very clear when I did it on Twitch. I did this live on Twitch. I made it I positioned the egg so you could see it wasn't going up like any cleft or anything like that. It was like right under the buttock.
Sure.
Right under the cheek.
Sure.
That's superb.
Okay.
That's superb.
Yeah.
There needs to be a test to determine how many eggs you can sit on with the egg sitter.
I resented, if you go to egg, I can't believe I'm doing this. It's like a paid infomercial, but like if you get one, you can get a second one 50% off. And I wish I had done it now because I have one upstairs. But honestly, don't get me started on these gamer chairs. What a scam.
Those
racket
those suck. They're all the same ones from China.
I got one of these
awful.
things as well. The people at DX Racer sent me one of these, and I'm very grateful to them. But this is a $400 chair. It's no better than the $100 IKEA chair I've got over the way there. Yeah. It's just that some marketing genius came up with the ideas. Oh, if you put vents in the back and make it look like we just ripped this thing out of a racing car, people will feel cooler about sitting in a chair.
Yeah,
I guess it works because they sell it. You've got any streamer and they're all sitting in these things. But it's not particularly comfortable. It's no more comfortable
streamer.
than $100 chair.
Don't generalize us, Gary. Okay,
Well,
some of
JP,
us
I can see
high
you're
class.
what is that, like a
IKEA,
Herman
baby.
Miller? That's
This
very
is a
expensive.
steel case gesture. It is a very expensive chair. Yes. I don't know what you guys, Jesse, I think
I have
is
the
on
exact same chair. Yeah, I have the
Jesse's on
exact
the
same chair.
gesture life. Sam is on something. What are you sitting in, Sam?
This is just an IKEA
Okay.
office chair,
Yeah.
soft
Okay.
one. But
Nothing
I
wrong
used
with
to
that.
have like a max ergonomic thing. I had the same one as TB. TB sent me one. It was like $1,000 chair. That's
Yeah.
what I was saying for like 3 years.
Yeah. They're
No, I'm grateful for this chair, and the only I still sometimes feel like a bit of a douche sitting in this chair. But the only concession that I made was I picked like the most muted colors. I could have had like blue, like fluorescent blue and pink back here, but I just wanted like the monochromatic one, so it wouldn't look too ostentatious.
did they
I wish my point being, I wish I'd had that second exit because I would put it on my chair here.
did they monogram your name on it, Gary? Like in the
No,
pillow
I'm
or
not at that
anything?
level yet.
Okay. All right.
I'm not at that level.
One day.
One day. Maybe
yeah,
so.
one day.
Maybe
One
so.
day. That's the dream. That's the dream.
That's when you know you've
moderately-
made it.
A moderately comfortable, overpriced chair with my name on it.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Jesse, I'm going to throw to you. Have you bought any
What?
infomercial items before? And if so,
Never.
You've
Not
never
once.
bought an you've never been at home
No.
late night
No.
and been like, I'm going to order
Oh,
that.
you're missing out.
I'm a liar.
Okay. Everyone's
George-
got
There you
one.
go. There you go.
A George Foreman grill,
Oh,
but
sure.
I didn't buy it from the infomercial. I just bought it because I was at a Walmart and in college.
Sure.
And I was like, yeah, this is how I'm going to cook meat for the next 4 years, is what that was.
Yeah.
So,
Is
yeah,
that
I
I wonder if that's like the most successful as seen on TV product is the George Foreman grill.
that and
I
the,
mean, it's
what was
got to
the,
be up there.
Yeah.
It
was
might,
the
it might
set
be
it and
something
forget
like
it?
like the Magic Bullet or the ShamWow, one of those kind of things.
The Magic Bullet and ShamWow, those are pretty good. Ron
Those are
Popeil
up
has a
there.
lot.
yeah, the one that
Yeah.
was like, set it and forget it. That one, the rotisserie.
That was
I feel like-
the Showtime rotisserie grill. Yeah, you're
feel like
talking
that
to a
one.
bona fide expert on this subject, by the way.
Great.
You
No,
win,
that's
yeah.
perfect.
I will not question it.
I used to, back before there was even much of an internet, I used to watch these shows 2:00 in the morning because they put you on at 2:00 in the morning. That's when they run these commercials
yeah.
because
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the time when you're like questioning all your life choices and wondering what your place is in the universe. That's when you're most vulnerable.
Yep.
And and you're thinking, oh yeah, maybe a pair of potato peeling gloves is just what I need to sort out my life. And so when you're going
Maybe.
through that long dark night of the soul, that's when they get you. I have literally jumped out of bed naked to grab the phone. Yes, I'd like to order.
Oh, you
potato
actually speak
peeling
to
gloves,
someone?
please.
Oh, I guess because
Well, I don't anymore. Now you do it online.
Yeah,
but I'm saying
yeah,
back
yeah.
in the day,
right.
I used to actually call the 800 number.
Yeah. I never got into that. I think phones
I've ordered.
phones are scary
The-
just to begin with. That's
Yeah,
my
you don't want to
statement.
really talk
What?
to someone, and they try to
Yeah.
upsell you and all the extra
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm not into that.
I probably ordered more than 50 as seen on TV products, either over online, over the phone,
That's a lot.
or
man.
like I don't know if we don't go to malls anymore. That's in the before times, but like when in my local mall, they have an as seen on TV store where you can peruse all of the goodies. And even like Target and Walmart now have as seen on TV aisles where you can check out these products that you've seen
Right.
on TV. I've probably ordered more than 50 as seen on TV products over the years, and I've only had 2 that I would say, yes, that was an unqualified success, and I'm absolutely glad that I bought it.
And that was the,
So the
the
rate
egg
of-
sitter and what else?
One was the egg sitter, and the other one was a thing called the Mr. Lid. And basically, that what they say the black and white has this ever happened to you? It's basically some person rummaging through all the drawers in their kitchen, and to be fair, this has happened to all of us. Rummaging through the drawers in their kitchen, looking to find a Tupperware container and a lid that matches it because they're all mismatched. They don't go together. You can't match them up. The Mr. Lid is basically a set of Tupperware containers in different sizes, but the lid is on a hinge, an attached hinge. So you
Ah.
never lose the lid. Genius. We still use those to this day.
Hold
I like the
on.
Mr.
I
Lids.
Mr. Let's see.
I've never ordered anything.
Mr. Lid. This
I'm-
thing
I'm
right
that-
here?
I'm the anomaly.
I'm gonna make sure there's no like geotagging on this website. Yeah. I hope this
What?
is also set up. Yeah, this thing right here, Gary.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. Those are, it's not the most glamorous kind of product, but those are brilliant. They absolutely do the job, and you'll never lose a lid again. And you can stack them. They're stackable, so that, they'll fit in your kitchen drawers. Highly recommended, the Mr. Lid. can see they've rebranded it. They didn't have that fancy
Yeah,
logo.
this is like a new age logo here for sure.
But they are still going strong. My wife, even my wife, who like rolls her eyes every time I order one of these dumb products off the TV, even she is glad when the Mr. Lids came into our life.
Huh. All right.
See, I ordered Chinese food, then I just washed the plastic tubs they gave me the chow mein in, and I just reused that.
Oh, they give you
You can do
plastic
that too.
Huh. Wait.
Yeah, in
That's
England you
very
get like
frugal of you.
plastic. In England you get like Tupperwares. for
Wait,
your
really?
Chinese food. And in America you get like weird paper boxes.
Yeah, you get like the customary Chinese box.
Not over here, friend.
The customary Chinese.
Everyone knows what box I'm talking about when I say that from Chinese food.
You know, the Chinese box.
Everyone, it's the. Don't make this a bad thing, Gary. This is or Jesse. I'm staring at Gary because he's doing his.
I'm the instigator. I'm the troublemaker. I'm the whole reason we're having this dumbass conversation.
That's all this show is. It's one big dumbass conversation. The ancient Chinese box. Everyone knows that you it's the thick, like I wouldn't say cardboard. Paper is probably the appropriate
Thick is
term.
being generous.
It's pretty
I
thick.
don't know that it's ever been thick.
Yeah. It can be.
Yeah, the carton, you mean? The carton?
Yes, carton. That's a good word. It's like a milk carton. That's very astute. Kind of.
Do you mean like the cardboard one that has like a pagoda?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what he's referring
with the metal
to.
with the metal hinge on it.
Those aren't reusable. I think what Sam's talking about is when you get like an actual plastic container with a sealable lid.
Right, and that's why it's
some
strange
Chinese
to me.
places will do that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Depends on the Chinese restaurant that you're going to.
We don't get those in England.
The customary Chinese box.
Right.
I'm not gonna say what you said. I'll say what Jesse said.
Carton.
Carton. There you go.
Yeah. The customary Chinese carton is what he meant.
Yes.
Come on, guys. Keep up.
The CCC, as they call it, for those.
Right.
In the know.
Right. Yeah.
For those in the know. Exactly. I don't know if I've ordered any as seen on. I've definitely bought stuff in like the Walmart aisle. I'm trying to think of like the last one. I did use a slap chop as recently as this past Saturday.
Can I ask you a question about it since you're a slap chop pro?
I'm a slap chop pro. Let's talk about it.
I saw those infomercials, and besides being incredibly entertained by that guy who went on to be kind of a scumbag, here's my question. Everything about it seemed like I had to pre-cut everything I put in the slap chop.
Because of the size of it?
The size of the slap chop. It was like, do I have to pre-cut everything? How does it actually work?
I would guess that you would. So we do the preset to this, or the setup for this rather, is we do a cooking show, myself and my fiance Erin, and I was designated with preparing the mushrooms as we were making our first beef Wellington ever. And we were using a beef Wellington, a mushroom and onion and duck liver like paste around the meat to go into
that's
the
very
pastry.
much I don't want you to mess up the meal job.
Is it?
Ask you to prepare the mushrooms. Yeah, there's not a lot of trust there.
I mean, maybe she had to cook the meat. Anyways, that's besides the point.
The slap chop is only the tip of the iceberg. There are many, as seen on TV, choppers that will slice and dice all day long for you. Oh yeah,
the slap chop's fun category. Though. It's a fun. Yeah. I mean, it's
got a fun. It's even fun to say.
It,
slap chop.
You know,
it's a fun name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has a small base. So you're right.
It does. You do have to cut it. Yes.
Sometimes you have to cut things into like quarters, and then you can chop them down into the component pieces.
Oh,
but it is fun.
This is the gif of you doing this on Twitter. I didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah, I was slapping it with the slap chop.
Keeping it down.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's keeping it down.
Right.
Yeah.
Slapping that mushroom. Okay.
The issue, though, the reason that thing was on Twitter is because I later had to dice up onions, specifically not an onion, but oh God, this is my terrible food knowledge. What's a thing that's like an onion, but not an onion? A shallot.
A shallot?
A shallot.
A shallot?
Yeah.
Shallot.
And so I slapped the shallot up and then took a big whiff right after slapping it. And you don't want to do that with the shallot. Let me tell you, it's your eyes start to water. It's just not a good place to be.
Your eyes watering after you're slapping it. That's
after you slap, because then you have to go back to slapping it, and you're crying, or at least you look like you're crying, and it's just a mess. You know, no one wants to see that. No one wants to see that ever. It's just a bad time. So
I'll tell you the other, since we're on this dumb topic, the other thing, it's not necessarily an as seen on TV product, although they do advertise some of them on TV. I'll tell you legitimately, with no word of exaggeration, and I say this to my wife like almost every day. I'm so happy we bought this thing. We bought a cheap air fryer, and it has completely changed our culinary life.
Now, which one did you go with?
We got a thing called the Power XL, which is, I think, the one they actually advertise. There's a whole range. You can get the Ninja one.
The Ninja one's a big one.
There's many of them. And you can go on YouTube or whatever and look at comparative reviews. We got one called the Power XL.
Okay.
And it's usually $100. We got it at Christmas at Target last year, 50% off. We paid $50 for this thing. And I'm telling you, I would give up my microwave or almost any other gadget in the kitchen before I gave up the air fryer. It's a miracle machine. Absolute miracle.
Now, which
machine.
one are we talking? Yep. Is this is the Power XL range of products?
Second from the right, the little one. It's the 3-quart model.
Okay, let's see.
Is the one I have, I think.
This looks like it right here. This one right here. There, the great image. What a website.
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
That's
a rotisserie.
Search Power XL. Search Power XL 3 quarts.
It's not it. Okay. That's their whole lineup of air fryers. Maybe did you get a discontinued model?
Okay. See where it says Power XL Vortex air fryer?
Yes.
Okay, look at the 3-quart version of that. There's like 2, 3, 5. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
Go to the 3-quart. That's what I have, and it's I'm telling you, it will change your life.
What is the set? How? Now 3 quarts.
That's if you've got like a big family.
Talk to me in food. How many chicken wings is 3 quarts? What do you put in there?
You could put like a whole bag of frozen chicken wings in there, and it would do it, no problem.
Is this like 10, 20?
If you've got like if you have more than 3 people in your household, you probably would want to go up a size. We didn't want to have. We've got like limited size, like on your kitchen counter, so we got the 3-quart one. It's me, my wife, and my daughter in the house.
Okay.
And it's more than good enough for us.
Okay.
And it's miraculous.
Hmm.
I started cooking ribeye steaks in it. They come out great.
Really?
It will cook. It will do almost anything.
How thick of a ribeye are we talking? Like normal thick? Really in it? Huh?
Yeah, like a proper steak.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you could air fry a steak.
You can air fry almost anything. You can bake a cake in it. It's I'm telling you, it's magic. It's really amazing. And my kid eats a lot of like fish sticks and chicken nuggets and stuff like that for dinner, like stuff out of stuff you make out of the freezer. You know what it's like when you make those things in the microwave? It's quick, but they come out all soggy.
They're
crispy.
soggy. Yeah,
you can make them in the oven, but then it's like 20, 30, 40 minutes to make them.
Takes forever.
An air fryer will cook them in like 6 minutes, and I swear they came out just like they came out of the oven in 40 minutes. And they're crispy and golden brown and delicious. I'm telling you, I'm not making this up.
I need to go into the
This is incredible.
Why?
JP, how
you guys
Gary is like rattling off facts, and JP, you're in the background like incrable.
No,
it's
I think me and Gary need to go on the late night infomercial.
He's ordering it now. Do it. Yes, do it.
Already bought it. Have I steered you wrong yet?
No, the chicken and the biscuit was fantastic. Dunk, right? He's batting 1,000 right now.
Listen to me. You need to take the next step now.
I need to get my egg sitter. I need to get an air fryer so I could watch it fry my
you can sit on your egg sitter, eating your chicken and a biscuit while your air fryer's frying up your chicken wings, and you're going to be a very happy man.
I think I would. I think I would. Have you ever sous vide anything, Gary? Have you ever been in that sous vide life before?
I was actually about to bring this up.
I do like sous vide food, but I've never bought a sous vide. It's a very simple thing, basically, isn't it? Just like a heating element and a thermometer that you can put it just on the inside of an existing pot, right? Yeah. Yep. I should get one.
They're
pretty
good.
To do a sous vide. I have a friend of mine who's really into cooking. He sous vides a lot of his. You're
talking about Will?
Sous vides this. Yeah, Will. Yeah. So he likes to sous vide his steaks, but then you finish them in on a skillet to get the crisp it up.
Me and Will have talked about this before. I have so we sous vide. I mean, Sam and Jesse have been at the house at the studio before, and I've sous vide them many a meat. But the best part about the sous vide stuff is you can't really fuck it up once you figure out the temperature that you like. But you do have to finish it afterwards. So there's a little bit of extra work involved than just putting it in a bag. But that's as simple as like putting it into either cast iron skillet and searing both sides. Or if you want to have fun, Gary, you can go on Amazon and buy a Searsol. And I don't know if Will has told you on this yet. I think he has one. A Searsol is basically a giant flamethrower that hooks up to a propane bottle. And it's just a fucking flamethrower, essentially, is what it is, with a big top. And it heats it up to like 700 or 800 degrees. And then you just sear your steak without ever putting it into like a pot.
You do a nice creme brulee with that as well.
Yes, you can. Exactly. That's essentially where it came from.
I'm a big fan of gadgets, but I'm also a kind of simplicist, if that's a word. I like things to be simple.
Sure.
I'm of a believer that if you've got a decent cast iron pan, that's pretty much 90% of all you'll ever need.
You got to season the cast iron pan though. That's where I messed up.
It's more work, but like it's worth it. It is a bit more hassle, but it's worth it. They're not the easiest pans to keep clean.
Yeah.
But they will last forever.
Yeah.
If you take care of a cast iron pan, it will take care of you for you'll pass that thing down to your grandkids.
I tried to season a cast iron pan once, and I think I put too much. I think it was just vegetable oil. I put like 4 or 5 coats on it over a 5 or 6 hour period. It was too much.
If you're super hardcore, you can do it that way. But all you really need to do is put a bit of cooking spray or oil on it and heat it in the oven for a bit. Like it doesn't take long.
Okay. Maybe I need to get back on that life. Sous vide's good.
There are about like a million videos on the internet teaching you how to get it from the package to prep.
Oh yeah.
They're all really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem with going to the internet for anything like that is there's a lot of good information, but a lot of it's contradictory, and you end up like massively second guessing yourself and giving yourself all this unnecessary anxiety, because you'll find one video that says absolutely do this and another video that says absolutely don't do that, and it can drive you crazy.
Yeah.
Take my chat, for example. They're currently telling me that I can sous vide in my dishwasher, and I don't know if I believe them.
Technically, you could do that. I mean, that's essentially what sous vide is. I've seen videos of people preparing different types of fish in the dishwasher.
I don't know if I would go that far.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where just because you should. Exactly. But I know that you
Plain
can.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the Jurassic Park of cooking.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's
just
worth
because you
it,
can doesn't mean it should have happened.
It's worth it though.
Yeah.
What about Strippin? How's we're over here in the US, we see our US life in this coronavirus world. What's it like in the UK? I think I asked Dodger the same thing, but I'm interested to hear your side of things.
We're everyone laughs because America handled it really badly. We are like right underneath America. We didn't do a good job.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Everyone thought we'd be fine because we have free healthcare. We got free healthcare. It'll be good.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
Britain's
we're
per capita,
we're one of the
problem is
children.
the worst in the world right now.
Is it really?
We're one of the
it ain't good.
I didn't know.
And then you've got this. Hey Sam, let me ask you, because I'm sure you're aware of it. Where are you on the whole Dominic Cummings issue? He's got to be sacked, right? Has to be.
It's just hypocrisy, isn't it?
It's incredible hypocrisy.
Yeah, people are furious that they can't see their loved ones, and then like government officials are getting caught visiting their loved ones.
Yeah.
While carrying the coronavirus.
Yeah, that's the dumbest part about all of it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
so
it's definitely one of those things.
Apparently,
go ahead.
I was gonna say apparently, like there's rumors coming from people that work in hospitals and stuff that they're gonna announce 10 to 20 person gatherings in the next few weeks.
Oh, really?
So that's I think it's a bad idea. Hey, people need the freedom.
The CDC, I think, I want to say this is what my fiance was telling me, that they just changed it here in America to 200. It was raised. Now you can have 200 person gatherings.
Where? When? Who said that?
Which means that we finally have the go ahead for our wedding this fall. Who's to say if that stands true by the time the wedding comes around, but we'll see.
Is it a Texas thing? What is the?
I think it might be a Texas thing. Yeah,
definitely not a California thing.
I want to say it was like a federal though, from the CDC level type deal.
BlizzCon just got canceled today, right? They announced that.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Which means TwitchCon ain't going to happen either, right?
Any con is not going to happen, right? Like who's going to go to a convention? Like that just seems crazy.
I'm bummed out because obviously there's a million reasons to be bummed out, but I went to TwitchCon for the first time last year. I didn't think I would have a good time.
Yeah.
I ended up having a great time. I really enjoyed TwitchCon, and I'm bummed out that I'm not going to get to go this year.
Last year was at San Diego?
Yeah,
back?
and it would have been San Diego again this year as well, except no, it won't be.
Yeah. It's a bummer from the con life. The con season is no more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most of everything is no more until next year sometime.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I don't think
right.
I don't think my kid will be. I don't think my kid will be going back to school. You know, she does like the Google Classroom distance learning
That's what
thing
we're
right
doing
now,
right
and
now. Yeah.
that's good. You know, it's good. It's better than nothing. But my daughter really misses her friends. You know, she FaceTimes her friends every day, and that's something. But it's not the same, and it's really
Yeah.
really sad. And anytime I
Yeah.
see these idiots going out to the beach or whatever, it makes me angrier because it just means we're going to have to wait longer
Right.
before the rest of us who are actually paying attention to this stuff can go back to living a normal life. They're trying to get back in England. Because I like to watch my Premier League soccer. I think they're pretty close to getting that back online. They're phasing in the training right now and doing the testing. The German Bundesliga is already, because Germany handled this much better than most other nations, so they've been able to get some of this stuff back online. Very, very carefully getting professional German football. They're playing games in front of empty stadiums, and the Premier League is desperately trying to find a way to get that back on stream right now. They are doing it in the right way. Right now they're doing limited training. Players can train in very limited groups, and then phase 2 would be full contact training.
Yeah,
they train in pairs right now.
Yeah, it's just in pairs, and then larger groups, full contact training, and then they test every time. And if they can pass these tests, they will be back to playing games, behind closed doors. I hope they get to do it, because I do think it's things like that. I think are good for the public spirit and good for morale to have the football back on television will be something that just like a little taste of normalcy. Even if we can't go back to normal anytime soon, just like we'll take just whatever little bits we can get at this point.
Right. Yeah, I was watching UFC. UFC did some weird stuff and like bought an island somewhere, and they fly people out to this like private island. They also did a UFC event in Florida somewhere. There was no audience for that. It's really weird to watch a UFC. It's really weird to watch any organized sport, I would think, without audience. But in the UFC, when like the coaches are giving advice to the fighters, a lot of that time it's muted by the audience. Here, like the fighters can hear the commentators talking and commentating the fight, and have actually responded to the commentators as they're saying like, "Hey, this fighter's fucking up."
So it's really weird. It's really interesting. There's a lot of issues that are coming up. I mean, they're talking about trying to get the NBA back behind closed doors. One of the issues there is apparently there's a tremendous amount of often really, really horrible trash talk between the players.
Sure.
That the crowd noise masks out. And now they're going to have to figure out a way to like make sure that doesn't get picked up by microphones. In Germany, they're piping in, they're overlaying fake crowd noise for the broadcast, but even piping it into the stadium, so that the players can feel like there's a crowd. And any professional athlete, any professional soccer player or whatever will tell you, having the crowd behind you gives you a huge
big deal.
boost. And playing in front of an empty stadium just feels weird. In the Bundesliga, they've literally filled the seats with cardboard cutouts of fake supporters to create the illusion that they're playing in front of a crowd. Yeah.
Jeez, I didn't know they were going that far. That's weird to me, but I guess that makes sense.
My brother said it's like really, really surreal.
Yeah,
allowed to train in.
What league is your brother playing in?
He was at Derby, and he's just started at Oxford United.
Okay.
But he was saying they're only allowed to train for 45 minutes with one other person, and they kind of like rotate through the squad. And then like he said, just playing like to silence.
Yeah,
it's just really, really weird.
It's weird. It's a weird thing for sure. Yeah. Is he constantly being like having his temperature taken and all that stuff? Like, do they go to the extreme there?
Yeah, they go really, and he thinks we think he got food poisoning a couple of days ago, but obviously that was a huge alarm bell because it was like get him tested, get him away from the squad, all that kind of stuff. So now and then the test itself takes like a week before you see results. So now he's like,
depends on what type. I thought like the nasal swab test where they go up into your brain was like a pretty quick turnaround, but I think that has a high failure rate or a high false positive rate, I guess is what it is.
I know. Yeah, I know. Like the proper test takes like at least 5 days. So then he has to be like quarantined in the squad for 5 days, and then they like have to figure out if he's got it or not. And if he doesn't, it was a waste of time. But they had to be safe.
Yeah.
And it's just every time someone gets sick, it's just take all the precautions.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, I mean the plan to restart the Premier League could still go south. Right now, they're moving forward on the fact that they tested every single player and member of the staff from every club. I think like 1,500 people, and there was only 8 positive tests, which was statistically quite an encouraging number. Those people isolated, and then they'll move forward and do contact training and test again. But if too many positive tests, every player that tests positive has to isolate for 14 days, and so does every player that they were in contact with.
Right.
So if they get too many positive tests, they're not going to have enough players to play. So it's still kind of up in the air whether or not they'll be able to actually resume the league. But I mean, everybody wants it to happen, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, like the cost of filling the seats brings in so much of the revenue as well.
For the smaller clubs, this is why it's impacting smaller clubs way less. So if you're looking at an elite club like Liverpool or Manchester United or one of those clubs, it basically breaks down the revenue into thirds. One is corporate sponsorships, one is the TV deals, and the other one is like match day from the fans who actually pay to come to to buy their tickets and buy whatever merchandise. For smaller clubs, they don't have those lucrative broadcast deals or commercial sponsorships. Most of their money comes from match day. So they actually can't afford to put on games behind closed doors. Without that match day revenue, a lot of those clubs are going to go bankrupt. And so I don't think it's going to happen because capitalism. Yeah. But a lot of people have said the Premier League, which is so cash rich, swimming in billions of dollars, should bail out some of the lower league clubs that are going to literally go on. These clubs that have been the cornerstones of their communities for 100 years or more are going to go under unless the Premier League bails them out. I think they should absolutely step up and do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone, I'm trying to find the source on this. Someone just said in Korea, there was a scandal because apparently they were filling the stadium seats with sex dolls instead of, cardboard cutouts. So,
which, I can kind of see that being good because like those fans are going to look amazed all the time, right? Like, I've got a constant state of amazement.
I've got a picture of it here, and it is
weird. South Korean football club fined $81,300 after filling stands with quote sex dolls, and they actually straight up did
picture,
it.
JP.
I guess I'm okay to show this. I don't.
FC Seoul.
I mean, no one's having actual sex with the dolls, so I feel like you're fine.
Yeah. Let's.
Their attempt to increase the atmosphere during their 1-0 win backfired. Public expressed remorse as the public reaction intensified.
Oh, there you go.
They assured
they
were
covered their
using
mouth
mannequins.
so you can't see how excited they are, Gary.
I like how they're wearing masks. And you've got the cardboard cutouts in the back too.
Oh yeah, right here. Yeah, you're right. But wait, why were they fined then? What was the reason for the fine here? It was literally just because they were sex dolls.
Well, no, they argued that they were mannequins, not sex dolls.
But what is it about the sex doll? Are sex dolls illegal in Korea or like what?
I guess just because they think it's not good for their brand image or whatever, because it's kind of sleazy.
Sure. Yeah.
But when the Bundesliga did the cardboard cutouts, they did actually fill every seat. And and up close, it looked creepy, but from a distance, it actually looks pretty convincing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense when you look at it that way. Yeah, it says
it's like a crowd in a FIFA video game. When you're just playing, it looks fine, but if you actually go up and look really close, you can see that they're all.
Oh yeah.
There's only like 6 different models that they just reskin each time.
Right.
But from a long way away, you don't notice.
Yeah. It says FC Seoul messed up and they were making the league look salacious. It's really ugly and dirty. So yeah that's why they were fined. I had no idea. That's ridiculous. But what else?
Just some free advice. When Googling this story, don't look up sex doll crowd. That will not get you what you're looking for.
Yeah. Does that link you to some message board or something?
Wasn't what I was looking for. Weird.
Oh God. That's I don't know how to transition out of that. Jesse, you stumped me. You finally done it. I have no idea where to go from here. Thanks for that, Jesse.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Jesse, I'm gonna have you do the transition here. What are we gonna talk about next?
You're on me?
Yep, you got us here. You got to get us out. This is your fault.
Boy, am I terribly unprepared. You're the one who was like, "Hey,
yeah,
we're just gonna shoot the shit."
Look, here's the thing. You said this week on Twitter that you were not the greatest host, so I'm giving you the chance to work on it, to workshop.
I told you who I was, and you ignored it. I said I'm a terrible host and a better guest, and then you said, "Hey, host this."
Mm-hmm.
It falls now upon you. That's not help. You have set me up for failure. No, as a teacher, you've set me up for failure.
That's a Kratos approach to love.
Yeah.
Might
Bullying you.
Yeah.
Awesome. I've always wanted to be buoyed by JP.
Okay.
Doesn't sound good.
Yeah, don't say that again.
I don't know. I mean, what's the big world of gaming right now? What is like the thing that the people watching right now would be super excited to hear us talk about? What's the big I
can tell you the new game that I've started playing and I'm really enjoying currently. It just came out, or comes out tomorrow, I think. I'm not into this world. My kid is a massive Minecraft fan. She's obsessed with Minecraft. She plays Minecraft on the Xbox all day long. She watches the Minecraft YouTube channel. She loves it. And I got a code for Minecraft Dungeons.
Yeah.
And I've been playing that with my kid and with my wife. And I gotta say, it's real. I'm not a fan of like the Minecraft universe, but it's really, really good. It's basically kind of a family-friendly Diablo clone with up to 4 players.
Right.
Really good, really fun. My kid is loving it. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up just based on the few days that I've been playing it with the family.
Here's my chance to brag. They sent me this.
Wait, what's he got?
In the mail today.
They sent him a chest.
It's another chest that apparently is only 30. This is the 34th one out of 100, and it's just filled with a bunch of
See, this is how I know that
Minecraft
JP's a streamer on another level, because I got an email from Microsoft saying, "Would you like a code?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, thank you for blessing me with this influencer status." And then I find out that I'm actually getting the lowest level shit. Look at JP getting like boxes of stuff.
Now,
I don't get anything
to be
like
fair,
that. Yeah.
to be fair, this has more to do with my fiance being a Minecraft fan, lifelong fan, than it does to my own credit. But yes, we do get a lot of
Xbox love JP's fiance much more than they love JP.
Well, that's because behind her are like 85 Xbox One controllers. So I mean, that's free promotion every stream. What is that?
It's a XCOM 2K EA bathrobe. They sent me
I thought it was Spider-Man.
They sent me some XCOM radiation bath salts, as you do.
What is happening right now?
When I was editor-in-chief of PC Gamer, I used to get this kind of stuff every day. And you just kind of took it for granted. It was brilliant. Oh, here's another package of and it was mostly just trash, but every now and again you'd get something good. And I kind of miss that. I don't know, I've been put on some kind of influencer list, but I'm like at the micro level, like send him the lamest stuff list. But I did get a really nice care package from the good people at Butterfinger. They sent me a whole a bunch of Butterfingers.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was something to do with Final Fantasy VII Remake. I couldn't even remember what.
I'm jealous. You got the Tifa background then, didn't you?
I got the Tifa background. They sent me like a nice little backpack that said Butterfinger on it, like a hoodie, and like a shitload of Butterfinger bars.
That's the good shit.
Yeah.
I did not get that. Yeah.
You put them in the fridge before you eat them?
No,
that's the only way.
Well, I did learn that trick way too late about Thin Mints. You put Thin Mints in the freezer.
Oh my god, you were eating them normal temperature?
And the first time I bit into a frozen Thin Mint, I was like, oh my god, all those wasted years. I could have been eating frozen Thin Mints. Absolutely.
Moment of silence for
another
Gary's
level.
Hot Thin Mint life.
Oh wait, you put Butterfingers in the fridge?
I've never heard of that. I've never heard of Butterfinger. That seems like they'd be too hard. Like Butterfingers are already hard to bite.
I'd be interested to know if it's just me, but I have a weird thing that I do. That I like chocolate if I get a bar of chocolate, I put it in the fridge and I eat it cold out of the fridge. That's how I like my chocolate.
Yeah. Are we talking like milk chocolate, like just solid bars?
Just any kind, like a dairy milk Cadbury's bar or whatever.
Yeah,
I'll put that in the fridge, and I like
put
it cold
Butterfinger in the freezer because it's a murder weapon.
Yeah, you'll actually die trying to bite into that.
It's just soft enough that you can enjoy it.
Okay.
Yes, it's a bit more crunch.
There's a bunch of people in the chat backing me up. I'm glad this isn't just me, but the cold chocolate.
No, I do it too. Yeah, absolutely.
No, that makes sense for sure. What's the best chocolate bar? Here's a conversation that won't have an answer clearly.
I will. I'll go out on a limb right now and start the controversy and say, as a British person, as a European, I guess I'm not really a European anymore, but I used to be.
Yeah,
you are.
I will say that American chocolate is a joke.
It's a fucking joke.
I would agree with that.
No one here's going to argue with that.
The first time I bit into a Hershey bar, it's like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. You actually call this chocolate? What a joke!
I spat it out.
I don't know. I mean, I'd still eat. It's still chocolate. That's like no pizza's bad. It's still
No,
pizza.
but it isn't. But it's not though, JP.
It's not really. Is that offending?
I don't know how you can even call it. There should be like, you know how like they have like in the EU they have rules like you can't call this champagne unless it's from the Champagne region of France and stuff like that. And I'm more. I don't think you can call it cheddar unless it actually comes from cheddar. But you know,
sure,
chocolate. And you know, and Germany has all kind of purity laws about how they brew beer, and that's how they you know, that's actually like enshrined in German law for hundreds of years. Like, you know, you can only brew beer a certain way and sell it in Germany because they take their beer very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever standards there exist in Europe or anywhere else in the world for chocolate, the USA does not care about those standards.
You want to know why American chocolate tastes so bad?
Yeah, go on, tell me.
Because when they started making American chocolate, America is so big, the milk would sour. And so American chocolate had like a souring taste to it. And so they like kept that taste, but they replaced it with like butyric acid, I think it is. So they kept the souring
like
taste.
Solids or whatever. Yeah, it's not the real
and that's why American chocolate has like this weird sour taste to it.
And then
originally they
Hershey's
just used sour milk.
I used to get the dairy milk bars, like Cadbury's chocolate. That's proper chocolate. Sam knows what I'm talking about. That's actually like a Cadbury dairy milk bar. That's real.
The real shit.
Or like go like spend the extra $1 and get like a Lindt bar.
Lindt is where I'm at. I'm all about the Swedish.
Lindt is proper chocolate.
Yeah, Lindt is good.
But like when you buy a dairy milk bar now in America, you've got to double check you got to make sure, because Hershey's bought Cadbury's, and now they make dairy milk under license here, but with their own bullshit recipe.
Are you saying Cadbury? Is that what you're saying? I thought you were saying
Cadbury. Yeah.
Okay, Cadbury.
Cadbury.
Like the butter.
This is wild. Okay, so
if you want a proper dairy milk bar, you've got to go to a shop that like imports it and pay through the nose for the import tax for the real stuff.
Right.
Oh, Hershey's bought Cadbury. Hershey's bought Cadbury just so they could stop the import of the UK version of the chocolate into America.
Right.
Because it was
but what they did was they just make their inferior version of it. Like American Cadbury dairy milk is not the real shit. It's just not. In the years that I lived here in San Francisco, I have identified like the English and Irish import shops that will import like the real thing. Like Sam knows, like when I want like a Penguin or a Club biscuit or one of those kind of things, I can go and get those. I just have to pay through the nose for it's cost them a certain amount of money to ship them all over. But it's worth it when I want like a little taste at home, because the American stuff just isn't the same.
Are those just English cookies? Is that what a Penguin and whatever the other?
A Penguin is like a chocolate sandwich cookie. Yeah.
Do you know Tim Tams?
I've had a Tim Tam before. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the Australian version of a Penguin.
Basically, a guy from Australia came to England, ate a Penguin bar, and was like, "This is amazing. I'm going to make an Australian version, Tim Tams." They're identical in taste.
Huh.
But the Penguin bar has shitty penguin jokes on the back of every bar. So, in my eyes, superior.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
But get a good Jacob's Club biscuit. I still remember.
I lived in LA for 7 years, and
Sam,
finding all the import stores was.
Do you remember the jingle, Sam? If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club. Oh yeah, the best.
That's the one.
That worked. That jingle. That's like the. God damn it! What is that? Not the Allstate. There's some jingle where they just say their name 3 times in a row, and that's the jingle. It's like car insurance.
My wife I'll often find my wife kind of puttering around the kitchen, kind of under her breath. If you like a lot of, and she's like, "God damn you for putting this and bringing this into my life." Like it's stuck in her head forever.
And Club Orange.
Oh yeah, I like the orange ones and the mint ones, but just the plain one, the milk chocolate one is also good.
Very solid.
Hey, I got into a conversation. I was watching this. There's another channel I like to watch on my Twitch stream sometimes called The Wolf Pit. And basically what this guy does is he reviews like cheap frozen meals, like Banquet and like Hungry Man type meals.
Oh, yeah.
And there were these new kind of Hot Pockets that came out. They're called like Big and Bold Hot Pockets or whatever. And he reviewed them like 50% bigger than a regular Hot Pocket.
I love some Hot Pockets.
And there was one that was like a chicken bacon ranch one that he gave a thumbs up to. And then a buffalo chicken one that he gave a thumbs down to. But it sparked a broader conversation about like, what would you consider the flagship Hot Pocket? And my particular opinion is ham and cheese would be considered like the go-to Hot Pocket.
I think
also
pizza
got a lot of
might
time
be
for
the go-to one.
The meatball one and like the Philly cheesesteak one, I think are both. I see Jesse kind of shaking his head down there. He's not impressed.
It has to be pizza. Pizza's the
go-to. It has to be like the pepperoni pizza, right?
Ham and cheese is solid number 2.
Again, though, like just in generally, I kind of regret even bringing this up because I hate these arguments when people go, "Oh, what's the right way to cut a grilled cheese?" Or, what's the right way? Just like, why do we have to have these arguments? Just fucking do it the way you want to do it, and mind your own business and leave everyone else alone.
Sure.
The right way to do it is the way you like to do it.
Yeah.
This is not an objective thing. But people like to argue on the internet, so they'll argue over the most stupid bullshit. Like
that's what this show is.
What's the superior hot pocket? So I won't tell you what I think the best hot pocket is. I'll just tell you what my personal favorite is, which is I like the ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese not bad.
They have a lot of good hot pockets. You can have is 3 people and 3 different flavors of hot pocket, and they all want a different flavor, and then you're having good times.
Yeah.
If you all want pepperoni, then you're fucked.
Yeah, that is true.
No way to live.
That is true. I'm big on.
I think the pepperoni pizza one would probably be considered. Who is it who makes hot pockets? What's the name? What's the company that makes them? It's one of like the 4 companies in the world. Who makes hot pockets?
I have boxes of them upstairs.
Nestle.
Is it Nestle?
Is it Nestle?
Oh yeah, I think it's Nestle. Yeah.
Holy shit, it is.
Wait, is it actually pronounced Nestle?
Yeah, because there's only like 4 companies in the world, and whoever you think makes it, it's owned by one of those 4 companies.
Yeah.
And Nestle is one of them.
Yeah, the little apostrophe is an A.
I'm sure that the good people at Nestle, when they're not trying to encourage mothers to stop breastfeeding and use their fucking formula instead, would tell you that the right way to what they would consider the flagship hot pocket is the pepperoni one.
Yeah,
and maybe that's right. But I like the ham and cheese.
They have sweet hot pockets now.
Oh, Jesse, the hot pocket empire is large and wide.
They have an apple cinnamon hot pocket. That might be delicious.
Apple cinnamon?
That might be great.
McDonald's apple pie. Let's be real.
Yeah, it might be great.
See, I'd be curious though, because like one of the issues, the fundamental issues about eating a hot pocket is if you don't burn your mouth, that's not the experience of eating a hot pocket. Like you have to burn your mouth no matter what. That's just how it goes. So when you get an apple,
think that here's an argument that came up the other day, and this maybe is more of an objective thing. Do you think that crisping sleeve does anything?
100%, yes. I think it does.
Okay.
Well, maybe I'll retract that statement because the sides of the hot pocket, they're flash frozen, right? So they're crispy to begin with, but when they're flash frozen, that's because they were already cooked.
It prevents what the microwave will end up doing, which is anything that's like crispy, the microwave will uncrisp instantly. And so I don't know if it's crisping. Perhaps it's shielding from the uncrisping
protector. Okay.
Oh, maybe.
All right.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm remembering
never understood
the shitty thing I bought off TV because I said I didn't. It was toaster bags. Toaster bags. They were so good. Anyone have toaster bags?
What are these? What
are
these?
Okay. You just put stuff in the toaster
bag.
You
take a hot pocket or like a sandwich, and you put it in this bag, and you put the bag in the toaster.
Wait, and the bag doesn't melt?
Anything? No. It's like heat resistant.
You put the bag in the toaster?
And
put the bag in the toaster.
Yeah, so you can make like grilled cheese in the toaster without the cheese
whatever
like
you put in
into the toaster.
You can put hot pockets in there. Whatever you put in there just gets toasted. So you don't have to do the microwave and uncrisp it. Crisp it up in the toaster.
I am looking.
Remember this now.
Toaster bags are available right now on Amazon for $3.11 for a 2-pack of toaster bags.
There you go. That's your purchase.
Are they reusable?
They are.
Yes. Okay. Easy to clean, quick, and reusable.
Okay. A few people in the chat are saying that
10 years ago that changed my life.
I have been thinking about trying a hot pocket in the air fryer. That's genius. That might be a good way to go. Yeah.
Ooh.
It might kill you from the temperature inside, but
yeah, I'd be worried about the like lava inside.
That is the problem with biting into a hot pocket. Is that molten temperature inside?
You gotta be careful.
It can squirt you as well. It can get you in the eye.
Yes.
It's a dangerous.
Sometimes if you bite in the front, I've had this happen. You bite into the front and it goes out the back right onto your lap.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it's a bad situation when that happens. It is
I'm pretty douchey about my hot pockets. I use a fork and knife. So
do you
I was
really?
Gonna say, would you consider eating a hot pocket with a knife and fork like a fancy Dan?
I might be the right way.
That's how they would do it. That's how like Lord Grantham would do it on Downton Abbey. With his pinky finger extended like this as he's eating his pepperoni pizza hot pocket.
Maybe so.
And sometimes I scoop out the pepperoni filling because I know it'll be hot, and I eat it by itself first, and then I eat the bread because I'm.
That's a little. I don't go that far. I've never.
I have a scooping fork and a normal fork. Yeah,
I desperately
becoming more of like a fetish.
ever since I saw that video where he was reviewing the new Hot Pockets, I've really wanted one, but I can't have one because I'm on this fucking ketogenic diet that won't let me eat carbs. And, you know, even just one would take me like way over my daily carb intake is. Yeah. My ration.
How long have you, if you don't mind me asking, how long have you been on your ketogenic
I've been
diet?
on it now, since January 1st, and I've lost 42 pounds.
That's awesome.
Damn.
Congratulations.
I'm gonna be honest. When you that's fantastic. By the way, when you looked at your watch, I thought you was gonna say minutes or hours.
I did the keto diet for, I want to say it was probably 6 or 7 months, and I lost that weight. The only thing that sucked is as soon as I came off of it, I went back to the normal way of eating that I had before, and I skyrocketed like right back. You got to be scared.
You got to try. It gets easier as you go, and you can like start to increase the number of carbs you have. But like, I haven't had like spaghetti or rice or like a regular slice of bread in almost 6 months.
You don't do any cheat days at all?
No, because it's I did that before, and it's a slippery slope with me. I know myself too well.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about doing one cheat day a month just for chicken and a biscuit.
Oh, you can't have I guess that makes sense.
It's nothing but carbs.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't realize how much carbs are a part of the American diet until you say to yourself, well, I'm not going to eat them, because they're in fucking everything.
Yeah. Do you do meal preps, or are you not needing the meal preps anymore after being on it for so long?
A little bit. I mean, I'm pretty lazy, but like, you know, we bought a chest freezer a while ago, and you know, it's loaded up with like steaks and sausage and chicken and pork chops and ribs and all kinds of things. And I eat a lot of that. Eat a lot of fish, a lot of chicken, you know, a lot of nuts, stuff like that. And you know, it's definitely a restrictive diet. But like at the end of the day, I didn't like myself when I was heavy. I didn't like looking in the mirror. I didn't feel good about myself. I didn't feel confident. I felt unhealthy.
Sure.
And since the weight has come off, I just, you know, whatever price I'm paying in terms of like, oh, I wish I could eat that, but I shouldn't really, to me is paid off in terms of how much better and how much healthier I feel about myself.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. I think there's
America's rough.
America. Yes. Well, the food.
I lived in LA for 7 years. I was like, I was so physically fit. I lost it all. I put on so much weight. I've come back to England. I've been in England 6 months. I've lost like 30 pounds.
Hold on. To be fair, that's because you moved back because you were in the hospital.
Well, I got sick for a couple of weeks. I lost a little bit, but I haven't changed my diet. I've been losing weight.
I got to speak up here as well. It is possible to eat like a pig in the UK just as easily as in the US.
Oh, yeah.
Sam, you've been to a Greg's. You know what it's like.
Been to a Greg's.
Wait, what's a Greg's?
My dream.
A Greg's. Sam, tell them what a Greg's is.
All right, JP. Imagine.
I've been to England. We did not go to a Greg's.
Imagine.
Oh, you missed. You got to go back. You missed out.
Apparently.
Imagine a bakery on the side of the street.
Okay.
And at all hours of the day, they serve anything you want. Mornings, they've got coffee, bacon sandwiches, sausage sandwiches, pastries.
Okay.
Every kind of pastry filled with meat or sweet. They've got donuts. And that just rolls on all day. Whatever you want, whenever you want, you come and you get those good baked goods.
Just go to gregs.co.uk and you'll see the wonderful, it's like pastries, Cornish pasties, sausage rolls.
Ooh.
Oh my God. So the sausage rolls.
So here, now I think a sausage roll is probably very, very close to what I'm about to say, but have you guys ever had a kolache?
No, what is that?
I think a kolache is basically like, I don't know how to, I think maybe it's donut, like pastry, but with sausage inside and cheese. They are without a doubt like they're my favorite like bad indulgence food. I used to eat them every morning when I would go to high school. There was a Shipley's Donuts, which is like a donut chain in South Texas. And they sell kolaches by, you can get them by the dozen. And I would get like 4 sausage and cheese with jalapeno kolaches. And they were...
So wait, so it's like sweet and savory together? Is that the thing?
Yeah. It's kind of like, they look essentially like a hot dog, I guess is what I would say. But it's all cooked inside. It's not like open-faced.
This was the thing that when I came to America, I could never get behind, and I still to this day can't do it. Like I love the idea of like a big American breakfast, like sausage, bacon, eggs, hash browns, pancakes, and stuff.
Yeah.
But the sweet and the savory, it has to be separated. Pancakes have to be on a separate plate. The idea of like the pancake syrup getting all up in the eggs and the bacon and the
I'm with
sausage.
you
I know
on that.
Americans like that. I can't do that. It's got the sweet and the savory have to be separated.
Now
The idea of the McGriddle. I didn't understand
those are
that
gross.
concept.
I can't eat those.
I took to it like
Yeah,
a duck
they
in
suck.
water, dude. I started just putting syrup on everything. I
did
came
everything.
from England, and I was
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck? Sweet and savory on the same plate? Okay, syrup on everything? Okay." I did not adapt well.
My
and
one
it hurt me.
my one regret about the week and a half that I spent in London was that I only had an English fry up once, and it was at the international.
House of Pancakes?
No, it's like the international airport. When I was getting ready to leave from like American Air is where I had my fry up, and it was
I doubt you got a great one if it was at the airport.
It was not
that
that
great.
greasy
Yeah.
spoon.
It was not that great. Yeah, I regret not going and getting a proper fry up for sure.
Oh yeah, you
Right,
got
but
to
a Sunday roast.
Yeah, or a nice Sunday roast.
Is Sunday roast
Yorkshire pudding.
is that a lunch thing?
Yeah, it's a Sunday
in
lunch.
essence
It's like roast beef,
Sunday
Yorkshire
thing.
pudding, roast
Okay.
potatoes.
Oh, that's
It's in essence
Gravy,
Thanksgiving, but every
vegetables.
Sunday.
yeah,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. We basically
Yeah.
have Thanksgiving every week in England. It's brilliant.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
The
I
other, so
I didn't even go
So
to a
when I eat the
Nando's
yeah.
as well.
I don't really do it so much anymore, but when I used to eat those big American breakfasts, I would eat the sausage, the savory part first, and then set that aside, and then eat the pancake or the waffle or the French toast or whatever came with it, like as the dessert. I would keep them separate.
Mm.
The one thing that the other thing I really love though that I discovered when I came to America, and it doesn't make any sense like in your brain theoretically, but when you try it, it's a revelation. Is the hot cold combo like a fork full of like hot cherry pie and ice cream together?
Oh,
is
yeah.
just fantastic.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Is that an
That
American
is
thing?
absolutely the best.
That's not a. They don't do
Oh,
that.
very much so.
Okay.
Yeah.
My family's always dabbled in the hot and cold, especially for desserts. But yeah, maybe it's not that common.
I don't know.
My
Everyone-
family are monsters. Though, so
My family's
we've
always
tried
dabbled in the hot and cold.
This
What's
stream is
edible?
really making me. I'm really glad that this stream ends right at dinner time because it actually is making me
Is
quite
that
hungry.
is that the hard out? Is dinner time the hard out?
It is now. I'm gonna go feed my face.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
really hard not to eat my cottage pie that I have here when we're talking
Now
about.
is that what
but I'll stay
you
strong.
showed it? So we got to talk about it. Is that a heat up cottage pie? What was that?
It's just a cottage pie that's been in the oven.
Oh, okay.
It says it feeds two, but it will feed.
No, that's
me.
for one. That's a one person job.
It's
there.
not one. It's half of me.
That's a one person job.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat just mentioned another really good hot cold combo, which is like a hot brownie with ice cream on top. That's also
Now
fantastic.
you're talking my language. I like a bread pudding with vanilla ice
I
cream.
love bread pudding with like custard or whatever. Like they put like sometimes you get like a special bread pudding sauce that goes over it.
We made with our beef Wellington on Saturday. We made a banana Foster bread pudding, and it was divine. It was the easiest thing to make. It was not difficult whatsoever, and that's really scary considering how much I enjoyed it. That it was that easy to make. So,
Is
on
custard
to
really a
next
thing in
one.
America? I lived there for 7 years and I never encountered it once.
Not really. Not like the bird's custard that you and I know, Seth.
Like the
Not really, no.
ambrosia.
But so
Yeah,
what is
yeah.
custard to y'all? Because here in St. Louis, custard is actually a pretty big deal. There's like 4 or 5 different St. Louis staples when it comes to custard. But I don't know if it's different from what you guys know.
English custard is basically kind of like a very yellow, thick, sugary syrup that you put on top of pretty much anything.
Yeah, it's like milk and egg.
Put it on
based.
top. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty close to what I would say.
Mm.
Yeah. It's not.
But
yeah.
we have a frozen. I think Americans think of frozen custard as custard.
Mm,
Yeah.
you might be right.
Yeah. Or you can get like a custard tart here. Those are quite good. And that's not a million miles away. But when I think of custard, I think of like a really thick yellow stuff, like a gloop that just goes
Yeah.
on top of
You've got like a crumble or like a
spotted
traditional
dick
curd.
or any of those
sticky
kind of things.
toffee.
Yeah, sticky
custard
toffee.
on
Sticky
there.
toffee pudding with custard
Sticky.
is so good.
I've sticky toffee pudding is pretty good. There's a
Exactly like the filling in Boston cream donuts. Chat. that's what it is.
Oh,
That's not
Okay.
far off.
Yeah.
That's not far off, actually.
that makes sense.
Or if you ever had like a Boston cream pie that those donuts are inspired by, yeah.
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 I do like a nice Boston cream pie.
Jesse, this is a random callback, dude. And I guess Sam, maybe you were there as well. Do you guys remember we went to the playground and had the toffee cream or the toffee pudding there? Sticky toffee pudding.
Imagine thinking I could forget when we went to the playground.
Yeah,
the highlight
what a
of
great
my
night.
culinary life.
Gary, if you're ever in South LA at the same, if you go to the next BlizzCon, or maybe I guess San Diego's a little bit too far north. We'd have to drive for a ways. We'll
2021.
Yeah,
we should do it at the next BlizzCon.
Yeah,
bring it back.
We'll go to a place called the Playground.
San Diego's too far north. It's literally as south as you can go before you go to Mexico.
Look, my geography's tough. All right, now, come on here.
BlizzCon. Haha.
Nobody's looked at a map in a real long time. Basically.
Yeah, they don't exist. Maps are
no longer matters.
You just make them up.
Maps no longer mean anything.
Yeah. We'll go to the Playground. It's the best. It's my restaurant of choice. But you have a lot of good places there. And for you, did you ever go? Are you a big restaurant goer, or did you just stay home in San Francisco before the COVID?
I'm a restaurant. I mean, we also would order in a lot.
Yeah,
I like restaurant food. I just don't like going out very much.
Do you like hoity-toity type restaurants, like Michelin star shit, or do you keep to the norm?
You know, it's funny. I was just talking about this on my own stream the other night. I'm not really a foodie. I'll eat pretty much anything. I'm a trash can, but I do appreciate really good food on the rare occasions that I'll kind of push the boat out and go for it. And I feel like a truly epically great meal with like a 3 or 4 hour meal with great company. And you sit there for ages and it's fantastic food and you don't care. Like just once a year you go, you know what, who cares what it costs? We're just going to go all out.
Sure.
Those kind of experiences, you remember those for the rest of your life. I still talk about a fantastic meal that I had more than 10 years ago because it was that memorable.
Yeah.
The 3 best meals I've ever had in my life. One was at South by Southwest about 10 years ago, a place called Perry's Steakhouse in Austin.
Oh yeah. I lived in San Antonio.
With Michael Pachter. Oh my God. So good. They had this like the epic kind of porterhouse style pork chop. It was like 64-ounce pork chop. It was incredible. And like flaming desserts and, you end up closing the restaurant down because we're there like, brandy and coffee until like, 11 p.m. Jean-Georges Steakhouse in Las Vegas, which is one of the only 9 restaurants in America that has the real Kobe beef, $60 an ounce, but just absolutely just incredible. It will ruin steak for you forever. It's that good. And then just at TwitchCon last year with Kate Stark and some of my other friends, Nobu. I'd never been to a Nobu, but I had a fantastic meal at Nobu at the Hard Rock Hotel in San Diego. Just incredible.
Yeah. My fiance's been to Nobu a lot, but I'm not necessarily the biggest. It's mostly sushi, correct? It's not.
Yes, but all kinds of other things too.
Okay. Yeah. I've never been before. Have you been to 5A5
You've ever got a chance to go?
By the way, in San Francisco, you ever been to 5A5?
Have you been where? No, I heard it's I think that's one of the other 9.
It is, yeah. That's why I was asking.
Because the A5 is the certification on the real stuff.
Yeah.
Like when you go to a supermarket and you see anything that says like Kobe or Wagyu, that's not the real stuff.
No.
There's only 9 restaurants in America that have it, and they bring you the certificate from Japan.
It's really
Kobe
weird.
Prefecture to
when
show
you went to Perry, did they bring you the certificate with like the picture of the cow? Because that's what they do at 5A5, and I was like, they did it at Jean-Georges. Okay, Jean-Georges, that's where it was.
They bring you like this big cow head medallion that the prefecture gives you, and there's a big like certificate that they have framed, and they show you this is the real stuff. $60 an ounce.
Yeah,
I got, and you can get it in any size you want. I got the 3 ounce, $180 steak, and I make decent money, but even I was like, oh my God, this is like we're really going crazy. But like the first bite of the steak, you're like, this was worth every penny. It's just absolutely just transcendently good.
5A5 has they have like you'll have to help me here, Jesse. It's like I think it's 4 4-ounce pieces of the different 4 cuts that you can get, and it's one of the best like dishes I've ever had.
On like a little tray, and they're like, here are the varying degrees of marbling
that's
you
what
can
it
choose
is,
from.
It's like a rib cap and sirloin and filet and something else.
Yeah, and all I remember is when we ordered, they brought us the card, and the card had the cow and then the cow's parents. You could tell what stock the cow. It was crazy. My body rejected it. I got the smallest portion I could get. That night I was so sick.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The only thing I ate all day. I don't know. My body was like, this is too good for you.
Wait, is that when we went and saw Endgame? Is that when you were sick?
No, not that time. The
Oh, it was
very
just
first time.
The time with Twitch.
Yeah, the very
Okay.
first time I ever had it, my body was like, "Oh, what happened?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
if you-
was not
if
ready.
you're used to eating like hot pockets and garbage, like the one time that you actually eat like really really high end cuisine, your body is going to freak out. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your body basically becomes Rodney Dangerfield in Caddyshack, like hanging out with all the high class people, like not knowing how to behave and just embarrassing everyone.
It's true. It's true.
The 3 best places I've ever eaten. 2 of them were with JP.
Was that at the playground?
Playground, and there was another one we went to.
Where were we? Were we in LA?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have
It
to
probably
think
was
on
the
that for a second.
playground again.
Yeah, we went to the playground
Maybe.
twice, but we did the chef's kitchen twice
Yeah,
there.
it was the playground twice then. And then
Yeah.
the other one was the old Homestead Steakhouse, which is in Caesar's Palace. with John in Vegas.
Oh, they're in Vegas? Yeah.
Yeah, that was incredible.
I went to Alinea with Aaron and a couple of the Warframe folk and Swifter about kind of right before all this COVID stuff went down, like a month before. I think it was maybe in late February because we went to that Near Automata concert. And so we went to Alinea, which is, if you ever seen Chef's Table on Netflix, it's I think like the second episode of season 1 or something like that. That was definitely like the best. I wouldn't say the best food, but it was definitely the best experience of.
Well, the funny thing is,
ever.
I talked about this on my stream the other night as well, is that I talked about like the 4 great culinary experiences of my life, and 3 of them were at high-end restaurants: Perry's, Jean Georges, and Nobu. Those are all high-end, expensive places.
Sure.
The 4th one was a Jack in the Box ultimate cheeseburger that I ate at like 2 a.m. drunk off my ass 10 years ago, because there's a big difference between really excellent food and something that just fucking hits the spot.
Something
right
that
when
you
need
need
it
right there. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember I was, you know, how like I was drunk, I kind of had the munchies, I was really hungry, and this greasy ass grease ball Jack in the Box bacon ultimate cheeseburger. I remember sitting there on my couch in the dark, all alone, sad at 2 o'clock in the morning after the pubs had shut.
Yeah.
Got home and I ate this cheeseburger and I wolfed it down. I think I was playing like Knights of the Old Republic at the time. I was in the middle of a KOTOR playthrough, sitting there wolfing down this cheeseburger and thinking this is one of the greatest food experiences I've ever had in my life. And 10 years later, I'm still here talking about it.
Yeah. I definitely I was in New York, very drunk one night. I spent a month in New York on the company's dime, and they took me out on a Friday. And apparently at the time, I don't know if it's still there, if there's any New Yorkers watching, there's a place that opens at midnight that serves spinach pizza. And it is like the best hangover food or the best drunk food I've ever had before. And it's just spinach on a pizza with a bunch of cheese. And it's just unbelievably good. Kind of like what you're saying, right food at the right time with just enough grease on it to just hit the spot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's really, really good. So.
Jesse, you have to go to Animal if you've never been to Animal in LA. I went like 6 times.
I have. I definitely have.
Unbelievably good.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different places in LA that are like that. Before we were all forced to stay inside, the last
it was a different time.
The last good meal I had was at a place up in Hollywood somewhere that was we had 153 day aged steak.
That's a long.
It was.
Jeez.
It was delicious, but it also tasted like you were eating high end beef jerky. It was crazy.
Now, what is the idea behind like drying a steak for that long? What makes it taste better? Can anyone explain that? Because that's like a big thing, and I don't understand why you would want to like dry meat that long.
It was specifically the selling point. We were like, F it, we'll try it. It was delicious, but to me, a steak is a steak. But
I'm sure there's something behind it, but a lot of it is just the voodoo of it. Like someone says, "Oh yeah, this steak has been dry aged for 50 days." You just kind of go,
"Cool,
well, that must be good then," and you just kind of you just kind of like get caught. You just got to buy into it, regardless of any knowledge.
The all-knowing chat is saying that it breaks down the fibers within the meat.
Chat's saying it makes it more tender, but I feel like 153 is a lot of days.
It's a lot of days for a meat to just be hanging in a locker.
I don't think it makes it tender. I think it draws out the moisture, right, to make it more flavorful.
Potentially, maybe
it was delicious. It just was weird. Yeah, it was a strange experience.
Yeah, yeah. There's a bunch of. It increases monosodium glutamate, which is umami. That's why it tastes like that. That's too
Okay.
sure.
Well,
I'll take
Is
that.
the amount?
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a
All
good
right.
enough reason for me to eat that.
When if you're at a good restaurant, if you ask your server, they'll explain it to you.
Oh, yeah.
Like high-end restaurants, they all know what they're talking about.
Dude, that was so when we went to Alinea, I was actually taken aback how much, not just the waiter, but like everyone that came to your table, if you asked them any singular question about anything you were being served, they would tell you, they'd write a fucking book as long as they wanted to keep talking. And that was very surprising.
Yeah, and they've like at a good high-end restaurant with a properly trained wait staff, like they've eaten everything on the menu, so they'll say to you like, I personally don't like this, but I like that, and they'll be able to like actually tell you what they think is good.
Yeah, it was also the only place where I've had a wine, what are the sommelier or whatever, who actually like paired wines that I thought improved the meal. Most of the time, I feel like it doesn't do anything.
Mm.
This was definitely like it improved everything.
When you get a really good server, I think it's a huge part of the experience. It can really like elevate a good meal to an excellent meal when you feel like you've got like a good relationship with the person who's like, helping you out all night. You know, on the like I remember at the Nobu thing, the guy that we had was like such a great. So we ended up giving like a massive tip because we felt like he was great. We should give him a good tip. You know?
Yeah.
Yep. That was actually my job before YouTube. I worked in a Michelin star restaurant, and I was the wine pairer, and I was like the bartender waiter, and I paired all the wines. And
are you comfortable saying what restaurant it was?
Yeah, it was like some local bistros out in the country. One was called the Horse and Jockey. They were all owned by a Michelin star chef and his wife.
Huh.
Now, did you already know wine when you took that job on, or did they train you up?
I didn't know wine, and I actually didn't like wine, and they trained me up, and like they like teach you what pairs well with, and like so I still didn't like wine, but I tried them all, and I could pair them with the right foods.
Yeah,
to enhance people's meal, which is like ironic, and I imagine it's true for a lot of people that end up in that industry.
I thought
it was
you were
the
going to say that
necessary
through
thing
that
to
job.
learn.
I thought you were going to say that through that job you developed an appreciation for wine. But
Hell no.
Okay.
Hell no. I can tell, I can identify the subtle differences, and I can talk about wines, and I can recommend wines with certain foods just now because I know that this wine goes well with fish and this wine goes well with it. But I never enjoyed wine, and it didn't. I mean, it increased my enjoyment about wine, but I would still not my preference unless I'm at like a very nice dinner and I know it's wine time. I've
been teetotal for about 12 years now, and I don't miss it that much, but I do miss a nice glass of wine with dinner sometimes.
Wait, what was that for? Teetotal? What is that?
Teetotal. I don't drink.
Oh, I've never heard of it. Teetotal. Is that an English thing, or is that just a normal phrase that I've never heard?
I mean, it is a word in the English language, yes.
I've never heard that prise before.
You never heard the word teetotal before?
No.
Am I the only one? It's not that uncommon.
It's definitely more common over here, I think, in England.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, I don't drink. I used to be quite a heavy drinker.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where it was really impacting my life, and so I just straight up quit cold turkey one day.
Yeah.
And that was about 12 years ago, and I haven't touched a drop since. And sometimes I miss it, like a cold beer on a hot day, or like a nice glass of wine with dinner.
Right.
I used to be a big whiskey drinker, like Knob Creek. That was my drink. And I miss it sometimes, but like, yeah, a nice glass of wine with dinner, I do miss that.
For the first time in maybe I guess it's upstairs. I usually keep a bottle of whiskey by the computer, which is where I'm at right now.
Wait, what?
I don't. It's upstairs.
Just Yeah.
I have
Japanese?
I have a bottle of the Yamazaki 12 down here.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I called it.
Yeah, it's expensive whiskey is a really bad thing to like. Is all I'll say. It's bad.
I was a member of a whiskey bar in LA before I left.
Yeah,
like the same.
It doesn't have to be super expensive for you to like it, though. It just has to be good enough. Like I said, like Knob Creek was I could afford to buy more expensive whiskeys, but I liked Knob Creek.
And this is, I think one of my biggest flaws is if there's a high dollar value to it, and maybe this is snobby, that I think it actually improves the taste, which is why I got on this like weird Japanese whiskey kick. But you're right, like a Knob Creek I can't even say the word, Knob Creek with a diet like lime soda. That's a pretty good drink. I don't think it gets much better than that.
Yeah, I did a Macallan tasting, and as they gave me like more aged whiskey, it definitely tasted worse to me because my palate enjoyed. Yeah, because it was like a harsher flavor, right, as it goes on.
Did you ever
really
have
enjoyed, like,
Johnny?
the smoother flavor.
Have you ever had Johnny Walker Blue?
Me or
haven't.
Sam?
Johnny Walker Blue is like the highest end Johnny Walker that they make. It's 50-year-old whiskey, and it's incredible. It's super duper expensive, but incredibly good.
Yeah, we have a for some reason on the last show I talked about this a little bit. I have a friend who basically collects like whiskey. He doesn't necessarily drink it, at least not anymore, but he collects whiskey, and his like whiskey collection is enough that he could probably put like a family of 4 through college. Like it is some ridiculously priced whiskey. So much so that he wants to like bring a bottle to the wedding. And the bottle costs more than a lot of cars. And so I would feel terrible drinking a bottle of whiskey that expensive and just being like, tastes like whiskey. Yeah, that's alcohol. But yeah, it gets a little bit crazy in the high end alcohol game for sure. And I don't know if I could ever drink something.
You can definitely spend a lot of money in that game if you want to be a real connoisseur.
Yeah. Which I don't. It's weird to think of something that is consumed so easily to cost that much.
JP, what's the most you ever spent on a bottle of wine?
It was that so the way when you went to Alinea, you pay for your food, but then you also pay for the level of wine pairing. And the group that we went with paid for the like ultra tier, like the most expensive tier. Right. And that was for the group of 6 of us, I think it was like not individual, but total, I think it was $2,600 for eight glasses of wine each. So I think
for glasses, this wasn't even by the bottle.
Well, we got a bottle for the table. I'd probably like a bottle or 2 for the table across everyone.
It was 8 glasses. It'd be 2 bottles. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 bottles. And it's a 14-course meal. So roughly 30 bottles. It's probably what we had.
Honestly, when you said like ultra tier high end restaurant, I thought you were gonna go higher. Cause I mean,
they could
with
serve
wine,
a lot.
you could really go nuts.
Yeah. I haven't had anything super high tier. We have like the full list, but
I always like the those high end restaurants when they bring you the dessert menu, and it has like you can get like the $1,300
gold
Louis the 13th cognac if you
I
want.
have
like,
had that before.
Insane.
That was actually the TwitchCon. Yeah, me and there's a streamer named Tally. Were you there for that, Jesse, or no? Have you had that before?
I don't know if this is the same event, but the one that we went to where a streamer I will not name because this is very shameful. After we were done, he bought I think it was like he got $130 glass of cognac, but it was a shot basically, and then immediately spilled it. Immediately spilled all of it.
Oh no!
We were just like,
wait, I remember that.
Yes, I don't. Man. It was one of the funniest things. Crendor and I were sitting there like, oh shit. How do you even react to that? Because he was like, I guess I'll get another. We were like, what?
Wait, was it the HyperX party?
It was one of JP's many like way too good for me dinners. It was great.
Oh yeah, okay. That was yes. I must have been blacked out at that. Yes, that sounds correct. Because Tally was the person that I shared that shot with of like King Louis the 13th or whatever it is, where I think it's like $350 a shot or something
it's
like
expensive.
that. Yeah. And it was not not good at all. it was not $350.
No,
because you're shooting it and you're just
honestly,
like, that was okay.
Most people don't have the kind of palate that can even tell the difference. You do it because you want to feel like a baller. That's why you order that.
That's exactly why it was ordered. Yeah. It was on there and we were already drunk and we were around a bunch of streamers and we were just like, all right, let's just try this.
I was going to ask you guys if it was the HyperX party because me and Tally were top shelving whiskey at that party and he did the same thing.
Tally's dangerous. Watch out. Tally's a dangerous man.
Yeah.
He will push you to buy things that you do not want to buy. And he's yes. Yeah. He'll be like, come on. You're like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Tally.
I love Tally. He's so great.
He's great. He's definitely a bad influence when it comes to drinking, though. In the best of ways. A bad influence in the best of ways. I don't want to shame him too much, but yeah. What about you, Gary? What's the most expensive wine you've had?
When you're a heavy drinker like I was, you go for quantity rather than quality.
Sure.
Like I can tell you the most expensive box of wine I ever drank.
Yeah.
If that helps.
Were you a Franzia man? Was that the primo?
There's nothing wrong with a bit of Franzia. There's literally a tap. There's literally a tap. It's so easy.
When I first started out, I would go to and I was living in Galveston, Texas, which is kind of like a beach type place. I was working for MLG, and when I wanted to drink, I would go to the Walgreens, and I would get a menage a trois. I would go to Walgreens, get a bottle of wine. I would get a menage a trois bottle of wine. It was like $14 or something for a bottle.
It's called menage a trois.
It's called menage a trois, and it's a red blend, which is why it's called menage a trois. Like a 3 red blend, and I would drink a bottle of wine like almost every Friday, and wake up the next morning and just hate myself. Because it was cheap red wine. So
I didn't even have to wait until the next morning. I was hating myself while I was doing it. While I was chugging it back.
That's why you kept drinking. I get it. Yeah.
You can tell the difference. I can tell you that my favorite wine that I've ever had. It's here in Northern California. It's called Cake Bread Cellars. Cake Bread is the name of the vineyard.
Yeah.
And I had a really not super expensive, but like I don't have like a cultured palate at all. And again, I haven't drunk in more than 10 years. But when I used to drink wine, you can tell the difference between a $5 bottle of wine and a $50 bottle. You can. Yeah. At that level, there's definitely a difference.
Sure.
It's just as you go higher and higher, I don't know if you can tell the difference, but like there's a difference between what in England we call plonk, which is just like cheap ass supermarket wine, and anything over like I would say like 50 and over is when you start to get into like decent quality wine.
Yeah,
would be my kind of over under.
My favorite wine that they served at Alinea, I'm looking up the name of it. I think it's called 100 Acre. 100 Acre wine. I don't remember what year we had, what vintage it was. But looking at the prices right now, it ran like $400 to $600 a bottle.
Oh, geez, that's high.
And it was very, very, very good. They paired that with our, with like the Wagyu whatever steak that they served us, and it was very good. And that for me, that was like my favorite wine. They served a bunch of dessert wine there as well, which I'm usually not a fan of because it's very thick and very sweet.
Very sweet,
yeah. But it was pretty good. It was pretty good for sure. So, yeah, that's my wine and high end wine and alcohol experiences for sure.
But yeah, I used to drink a lot of cheap ass wine like Sutter Home.
Oh yeah,
and Mondavi and just cheap ass stuff. Like they just got the job done.
Yeah,
like it's less about the journey than it is the destination.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense for sure. Sam, what about you? Sam's always the times that I've drank with Sam, for some reason it was a race to see who could drink more, and it was between me, you, and I think Gassy Mexican. Was it not?
That sounds like Sam.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that was a long night.
I mean, I'm pretty sure none of us know who won.
No, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was that was definitely a blackout night back in the day for sure. However long ago.
Like when I mean that conversation is in essence, we're gonna reach a level where we all go away. Yeah. We're gonna go to a happy place.
Well, I remember we started.
The competition is the facade for we're all gonna cross a threshold tonight.
We definitely started at like we went to a nice seafood place, it was the equivalent of like Morden's or somewhere in Boston, I think, at like a PAX, maybe a PAX East. But there was some seafood place that was the equivalent of like a Morden's or a Ruth Chris or something like that.
It was the place. Schmicks?
Yes. I think it was McCormick and Schmicks. Yeah.
It was the place that they led us all the way to the back, and we were like the only people in there.
That might have been it. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
And then you guys tried, you said, what are we drinking? And I drink Double Jack and Coke. And that's what you guys stuck to for that night. And who knows what happened? I don't I don't necessarily remember the rest of it. So
I think
we ended up in another bar, though. I know that. It was a long time.
Yeah.
It was a bad time.
Yeah. We have another bar that
Oh, sorry, Sam, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's all right, mate. No, I was going to say, I think we went back and then we like hung out with Lyric and stuff. I remember that pretty well, actually.
Maybe I was.
Wow, you guys dropping all these streamer royalty names on me. I don't have friends at this level.
No, we were. Everyone was too drunk. Lyric actually gave us a lift.
That's right. I do remember that.
You do remember now, yeah.
Yeah.
I clearly was better off then. Yeah, I remember this pretty well.
Yeah. I'm the type of drunk where I look fine, but I could be not. I'm not there. Like I will remember it the next day.
I mean, that's the best. I think that's the best one to be. One that looks fine.
Potentially. It's fine until you wake up the next morning and your coworker tells you that and keep in mind that I don't smoke. You shared a pack of cigarettes with the CEO of your company. That's like the level of drunk that I've been at before. So not a good level of drunk there. Not a fun time. What were we going to say though, Gary?
I was going to say back when I was really abused, because I was straight up an alcoholic at one point, like back in the day, probably around like the late 90s, early 2000s. And I finally got my act together probably around 2007, 2008. But back when I was really caning it, my drink of choice was vodka Red Bull, which is the worst possible thing you can ever drink, because like alcohol is naturally a depressant. Yeah. And after like 7 or 8 vodkas, like your body is telling you like, you've had enough, it's time to go to sleep. But the vodka Red Bull the Red Bull component is jacking you up so much that you don't stop. Like you keep going and you end up drinking whoever invented that concoction, what a terrible idea that was. Like the opposite
some dude, bro.
Like whoever like Jonas Salk, like the anti-Jonas Salk, like opposite. Like it's the vodka Red Bull is like the opposite of penicillin. It's like the worst. No, wait, Jonas Salk cured polio. That's right.
You're on your own.
Jonas Salk cured polio. Who invented penicillin? Louis Pasteur. That's right.
Was it Pasteur?
God, my science is all. Who is it who figured out that moldy bread was basically an antibiotic? Who was that? I'm getting it all mixed up now. Fleming. There you go.
Yeah, Fleming. That's what the all-knowing
my entire youth was vodka Red Bull and Jaeger bombs, which is just Jägermeister.
Jaeger bombs are the worst thing ever invented.
Yeah.
Who is the marketing genius at Jägermeister that got people to drink that shit? Because it's like fucking cough medicine.
It's so bad. I've had one Jaeger bomb and it was probably the worst night of drinking I've ever had. Bad times.
I remember I've been in America long enough. When I used to drink in this shitty bar in the late 90s, Jägermeister was new. And they would bring out these young, attractive girls in like Jägermeister costumes, and they would have like these bandoliers
with the tiny test tubes of it.
Yeah, and they would try to, and they'd go, "Hey, yay, come do!" These bubbly girls would like get you to do Jaeger bombs with them, and it really does show the power of marketing, because that is as a product, it is terrible. It tastes like shit.
It's bad,
and yet they got people to drink it just through the power of marketing.
Yeah. Jaeger bombs are bad.
I mean, I worked in I would work in the Wichita restaurants, and then the night I would work as a bartender in nightclubs and bars.
Oh yeah.
And so it was just random. Give me random energy drink and like the cheapest vodka, or random energy drink and Jägermeister.
That's
probably just you'd line them up on the bar, and
that's got to be like the most popular drink these days, right? Is Red Bull vodka? I would think, in terms of like what the normal order is at a bar.
I'd be interested to know, and maybe Red Bull could tell you. I wonder if Red Bull know like what their breakdown is. Like,
they would have to, right? Because
every like million cans of Red Bull that they sell, how many are just getting drunk as Red Bull, and how many are getting mixed up with vodka?
Well, they put marketing around it in terms of having like the Red Bull Red, Red Bull Blue, and Red Bull Yellow, right? Like the only reason that stuff existed was,
to be honest,
so you have mixed Red Bull vodka drinks. I would thought it's like, not, Sam.
No, because the price of a can of Red Bull in a bar is significantly higher than the cheap energy drink that you can put on a nozzle. So people don't really buy, like the working man will get himself a Red Bull, but like it'll just be like vodka energy drink, and they'll just use whatever. You can get stuff for like 20 cents a bottle at the supermarket.
Yeah, and honestly, the people that are drinking that shit don't care. Like, it's not like
Buzz or like whatever.
It's not like it's not like someone's drinking that and they go, "Wait a second, this isn't authentic Red Bull." Like
Yeah.
I don't care.
That's true.
Yeah,
the flavor profile isn't quite what I'm used to.
Yeah.
You're just drinking it.
You're just drinking it to get drunk. That's it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
And it works out. So, well, cool. I know you guys have a hard cutout here in about 8 minutes. So we'll do some shout outs and we'll do just that and close up the show. Gary, will have you go last so you can see the shout out masters that are Jesse Cox.
Yeah, I'll follow in their footsteps.
Yeah, there you go. Jesse, I'm putting you on the spot once again for the second time in the show. Please do some shout outs.
I know how to do this. I don't know what the hell you wanted before. Hey, everyone. Hi. If you're looking to see, gaming stuff and all that crap, great. I got it for you. More importantly, let me tell you about a little thing I like to call Monster Prom. Out now on Nintendo Switch. Pick that shit up or get it on Steam if that makes you happy. Whatever you do, the money ends up in my pocket. Wink. And this week finishing up Poem Monroe with Sam's lovely wife Dodger. Those episodes should be out soon. And one of these days I'm gonna get around to doing Man Eater. So if you want to see me become a shark and eat fishermen just trying to live their lives, that shit's happening too. So we will see y'all then. Boop.
Awesome stuff. Strippin, some shout outs, please.
What's up, guys? My name's Sam, otherwise known as Strippin. You can find me on twitch.tv/Strippin or just Strippin on all the socials. I play games every day from 7 BST, which is like 2 EST. I'm nailing the time zones. Tomorrow I'm going to be playing Terraria. JP is going to be joining me a little bit later on. And we're going to be doing some cool stuff. But yeah, you can find me there most days. Thank you very much to JP for having me. Jesse, as always. And Gary, it was a pleasure to meet you. I'm a big fan of a lot of your projects. So
thank you. Likewise.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome stuff. And last but not least, hold on, Gary, will this be your first? You've done shout outs like this before, yeah?
I mean, when I do like Kind of Funny Games Daily, they ask me to I pimp my stuff. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
They don't even ask me. I just do it.
Okay. Well, I'm asking you, please, Gary, pimp your stuff.
So, I mean, this isn't my day job. I have a day, my day job is I'm a screenwriter, an author, producer, stuff like that. The next real thing of substance for me that you will see is I have an original Joker and Batman story in the Joker 80th anniversary 100-page super spectacular that DC Comics is putting out on June 9th to celebrate the 80th anniversary of the Joker. That's very cool. And right now, I guess it's not supposed to be my job, but it's somehow metastasized into becoming so. I am the creator and host of Animal Talking, the world's first and only late-night celebrity talk show that takes place entirely inside the world of Animal Crossing. We just finished season 1. We had a lot of really cool celebrity guests: Elijah Wood, Danny Trejo, T-Pain, all kinds of cool celebrities. People from the world of Twitch, YouTube, music, comedy, show business. It's a talk show just like, Jay Leno, Johnny Carson, David Letterman. We have a desk, a couch, a band, live music, stand-up comedy, but it all takes place within the world of Animal Crossing. I built the set in the basement of my virtual house, and that streams out live on Twitch. You can see the channel right there, twitch.tv/Gary Whitta. And the one thing I'm really trying to do right now, my big project, is trying to drive people towards and grow the YouTube channel, which for many years hosted just my sad PUBG clips, but is now finally starting to get some attention because I'm archiving all of the Animal Talking episodes there. We have full episodes of Animal Talking. We have clips, highlights. My other show, my morning show, Animal Crossing Mornings with Gary, is also archived there on YouTube after it goes live on Twitch. And that is youtube.com/GWhitta, not Gary Whitta, but GWhitta, GWHITTA. Go to youtube.com/GWhitta, toss me a follow, a subscription over there. And you will be notified whenever new episodes of Animal Talking go live. And that's actually going to start next week. June 1st, season 2 kicks off. Shaggy is going to be performing live on the show. We're going to have other celebrity guests. And on June 8th, I don't know how this happened, but Sting is also going to be performing on the show. He's going to be our celebrity headliner on June 8th. So twitch.tv/Gary Whitta for the live shows, youtube.com/GWhitta for the archived episodes. And that's it.
There you go.
That's so cool.
Also, to rattle off some of the other guests, because I even messaged you like, what the fuck is this show, Gary? You've had Elijah Wood on there. You've had Danny Trejo. You've had, all the guests off the top of your head. I'm not asking for a ranking, but just, throw some names out there so people understand what's
We've
going
had some good, in terms of, one of the things that I'm trying, this started, the whole Animal Talking nonsense started with me goofing around I had this morning show where I was goofing around on the island and I was clearing out my basement and I had a desk and a couch and I thought it would be a fun project, not even to do a talk show, but to try and replicate a talk show set. Can I make this basement look like the Tonight Show?
Right.
And we ended up making it look actually pretty good. And people said, oh, you should actually try and do a talk show. And I called up my friend Naomi Kyle, who's a popular YouTube personality, host, actress. I said, do you want to put on a dress, come over to my virtual house and I'll put on a suit and we'll play dress up. We'll play it doing a talk show. And we did kind of a pilot episode that got streamed live on Twitch, and it's been really, really popular. And since then, it's kind of blown up and become this big thing. I'm just pulling up the archive right now to see if I can remember who we've had on the show. We've had Felicia Day was a guest on the show, Danny Trejo, Elijah Wood. We have lots of celebrities, people from the world of games, Jordan Mechner, Tim Schafer. T-Pain was a musical guest on the show. Greg Miller from Kind of Funny. Colin Trevorrow, the director of Jurassic World. Justine, the guys from Penny Arcade. All kinds of interesting people. And we're just getting in the process right now of starting our season 2. And like I said, that's going to be kicking off on June 1st with a live musical performance from Shaggy. We're booking the other guests on that show right now. And then June 8th, Sting is actually in his studio right now recording something new, a new version of one of his classic hits. He's doing it for us, and he's going to perform that on the show. And we announced it, and I still didn't even believe it was happening until Sting's official Twitter account retweeted it. And I was like, okay, maybe this wasn't a prank after all.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shaggy June 1st, and Sting June 8th. And I just found out, I'll actually give you like a little exclusive. I just found this out on June 1st, the full lineup of guests. We're also going to have Kiki Wolfkill from who runs the Halo franchise for 343 Studios is going to be on that show. And Jordan Vogt Roberts, the director of Kong Skull Island, will be on that show as well. And we're probably going to announce that later this week officially, but that's kind of an early a scoop from me to you, JP. That's who we're going to have on the show.
Thank you.
On Monday, June 1st.
I'm glad the pre-show can get some scoops every once in a while.
There you go, a little pre-show exclusive.
Gary should have done shout-outs first. What the fuck?
Gary's much better at this than you guys. I'm going
to sound like a total noob, but JP, you're the Obi-Wan of Twitch.
I don't know if that's true.
Just explain to me what POG is, because I still don't get it. I see a lot of people typing POG in the chat right now. Is that good is that good or bad? I honestly don't know what the hell it means.
I just learned about this the other day.
Really?
What is POG?
I had no idea what Poggers was. Everyone was like, big Poggers. And I was like, I have no idea what this is.
Poggers.
So,
what the hell is it? JP, explain it to me.
PogChamp, which is a Twitch global emote of a guy by the name of Gootex, who comes from the fighting game scene, was clipped with his face, and that is now a Twitch global emote. Poggers is a version of Pepe the Frog that emulates that, and Pog is just the mouth, just the lip piece of PogChamp opened up, that is used with the extension Better Twitch TV or.
But what does it mean?
It means like hype.
The meaning?
It means like holy shit. It means like
so it's
that's
good.
fucking
it's good.
It's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. It's a very positive emote for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
It's
type
a man's excited face from a decade ago.
It's very old.
I just pogged.
All right. There we go. Gary's first pog. We've done it.
Oh God.
All right, we're a minute over y'all's heart out, so we're gonna get out of here. Thanks everyone for watching the pre-show, and I guess as is tradition, it's time to get the show started. We'll see you next time.